controlling solids that is well, the volume is actually growing within my aquaponics system. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Alright, so this is my aquaponics system. This is my lettuce, right? And some have actually died because the shifting around of stones have actually killed them, not necessarily because it have been flooded out. A lot of changes have actually taken place within the aquaponics system, and I still need to do a lot of change, right? Now I realize that my aquaponics setup is actually being, I call it, there's a lot of build up of solids. This video is a little bit long, I'm sorry about that, but it's just to share with you the dynamics of my setup. Alright, so the pond is being filtered by this, the plants are small, and the fish seem as if they are releasing a lot of waste. Aquaponics setup doesn't necessarily need any water change, but this is a small setup. What I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be adding another bucket here on this system, but before I do that, I'm going to be doing some water change. Yes, I'm going to be doing some water change. Now, not every aquaponics system do this, but because mine is a small system, and I need to get certain things sorted out. Right, so I'm actually releasing some water. Right, this is the water level. Normally what I would have done is to turn off all the pumps out here, then I would drop the water level, because you know that submersible pump cannot be operated out of the water. It will actually be destroyed, right? So with the pump being here, I'm releasing the water up to here. Now the good thing is that the water I'm releasing is at the base, right? The solids are mostly here. What happens after a while, the water will dissolve the solids, or the solid itself will actually float up to the pump as it sucks up the water, and it will be carried up into this system. Now I have 3.5 dozen tilapia fingerlings in this space. So and these are the size, right? And it actually, that's the tilapia, are actually growing and growing really fast, right? So it's a lot of waste. So in an effort to balance off the amount of waste that exists within the space, I have decided to change water up to a point, and I'm going to refill it, and meanwhile I'm going to be taking over that space, and I'm going to be placing it here. I'm going to be shifting this over a little bit. That means I'm going to have to cut this, right, and I'm going to be carrying it over, and it should be an interesting shear, right? So hold on a sec, I'll be back. So it's a lot of work, guys. I had to, well, the pond is being filled, right? It's a little bit more than half, and I've actually added the container in which I shared that I was going to add, right? So this is the original bed with the lettuce. I'm going to have to shift over the zinc a little bit more, so everything can look in order right here. I've actually added another container. I didn't put the thing here, right, wherein it would actually keep this firm. I allow it to stay like this. I might put a lock off here so as to manage the water like that. It depends on the water flow, right? Instead of using these rocks in which I shared with you in a video before, where I got the rocks at the back of my yard, some construction rock in which was being stored here to do construction on the rest of my yard, right? I, instead of doing that, because a lot of work, what I did was to get these rocks instead, right, from the store Evergrow, the garden store. So I'm going to be pulling these bags. I'm going to be placing it into the new planter bed, and we should see what happened then. So I placed the orchard rocks into the system. I was planning to use this mesh to cover the hole for the return, but I remember that after a while everything will get clogged up as a result of solids. So what will happen is that this fine mesh will kind of limit the water flow. Also, this mesh is not all that strong. It's placed at the bottom of one of my box filter, and after a while it will also rust. So therefore, this is my new planter bed. I'm gonna let everything flow now. I was thinking about getting a third bag, but I realized now that it is okay, right? And based on where I'm at, as far as my experience with this planter bed, I think everything should work out okay. So I have two planter bed now, guys. One in gravel and one in arch rocks. Let's see what I'm going to be planting next. So I have one pump in my fingerling span, and I have two planter baskets, and I realize that the flow of the water here is not too high. It's working out okay, and I can actually turn it down still. You see some more here, right? I realize that the planter bed here, it's working out really cool, right? It's not flooding yet. It's not yeah, it's not flooding, right? And the pace of it, I like it. Probably I should have taken the initiative, but I was so anxious, guys. I should have taken the initiative of actually washing off the rocks, but instead I just planted anyway, right? So this is my planter bed. I'm going to be placing some seeds in it now. Which seed would I plant in it, guys? Can you tell me? Will it be lettuce or will it be something else? Give me a sec. Right, so I think I like this. It's a little bit soft. It's a little bit soft as far as it's a little bit soft as the flow. I think what's happening is that some of the rocks actually got under and into the return hole. So now I'm gonna have to turn it off and sort out that part. So after much trial and error, I finally got it to work. I still had to put a valve over on this side so as to manage the water flow, because what was happening is that because these rocks are lighter than these rocks, what will happen is that the rocks were like floating very high. So in placing this here, the flow is moderate, so therefore it keeps the rock at a particular height. Here, the water was not coming in the volume in which I wanted to. I wanted to reach up and to a particular point. It was not. So I made the adjustment there, and my lettuce should be okay as far as being being supplied with water, right? So I can see where in which moisture exists within the rock space, and over on this side the water is actually flowing very nicely, right? You see those ants, they were in the pipe. I had some old pipes around the yard, and they lay the eggs in the pipe, and I just never take the time to actually get the ants out. I just cut the pipe and place it in, so they are all over the place, but they should be okay. Eventually they will find their way out. All right, so what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to actually be planting a seed within this space. in my second space, which I have here, I'll be planting about 4 tomato plants, 4 seeds in this space, and I'll be watching to see how well it comes. Lettuce are going okay. I think they were being overwatered the other day. I did some adjustments, and I think it's actually working out well. Right? So let's plant the seeds. So I place the seeds here so I can actually take them up. It's very difficult to take them out of the packet one by one. So I don't want to plant too much like I planted the lettuce. So I have one here. Wow, it just fell in. And hopefully it fell into a nice little space. Right? Let me see if I can get another one. I'm gonna those in which I never get to plant, I will just place back into the bag, the paper container. Alright, so I'm gonna plant a tomato seed here. Let's wrap over it. I'm gonna turn the water. Wow, this is the reason why the water level is high. This fell off. So it's back on. Water is being regulated. This should go down in a bit. Right, I'm gonna be planting probably about 2 more tomato seeds. I realized that I just planted the lettuce all over the place. Some of them were like in the space of each other. So as a result of that, you know, it just looked untidy. But this is my first aquaponics, guys, so I'm just trying what I'm trying. Alright, so I plant another seed. I'm not gonna put it too far down. Alright, and hopefully I'll reap good reward. So it should keep moist. As soon as start to germinate, you'll see the green spaces up, and the roots will actually go down into the water. And the water is rich with fish waste, high nutrients, so everything should work out here. So here I plant a few seeds. I'm going to place back the seeds I have here in the pocket, and I'm going to continue to watch to see what happens. So here it is, guys. So guys, I have 2 planter beds. I'm not too feeling comfortable with this kind of rocking a little bit. I might end up either place a board there or something to keep it up, because it doesn't have any, you know, that thing. Honestly, guys, I don't remember her name, right? So I think this is one of the disadvantages. This thing, it's like it's dropping down, or probably it's too long. Probably what I could do is cut it. I might just cut it off camera. But that's it for now, guys. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Catch you next time. I'll give you update as to the system in which I have. Water is flowing. There's no flooding. There's a little flooding over this side. I'm gonna kind of turn it down a little bit. Alright. Thank you very much, guys, for being patient with me, for following my channel, for subscribing, and for leaving your comments. Peace out, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.